last day. Yes. So anyway, let me tell you some specific. Let's speak on some specific escape from Africa, anything but African ideologies and groups, identities and nationalities. First, let's start with some of the more obvious ones, like the Moorish national. And here's the formula. If you come up with a movement, an ideology, a cult that can tell black people you are either not African or you are a separate, specialized, encapsulated part of African, like elevate and remove black people from Africa, you will have black people kicking down your door to join, which is the Moorish nation, the Moors, the sovereign Moors. Say they are not black, they are not African. They are Asiatic, they are Islamic. That is an attempt to shed or purge their African roots and identity. Now, the vast majority out of every 10 Africans that were brought here to the New World, that were brought here to the United States, the Caribbean, Central, and South America, 9 out of 10 of them came from West Africa. The white people, they kept records, and they didn't keep records for historical reasons because they respected us. They kept records because they insured those boats. They had ledgers. And yeah, there was some smuggling. There were several of us, but the vast majority of African people came from very identifiable regions. We even knew before the double helix, before those two racist men discovered DNA, before gene testing and gene mapping was a thing, we already knew what parts of Africa we were from. We brought over seeds. We brought over linguistics. We brought over our features, our stature. But anyway, I digress. So the Moors tell them, people join the Moors, and they are taught, not only are they not African, not only are they not even black, they're not even from Africa. They are sovereigns of the land, that they are in a special separate treaty with the United States. And one of their missions, one of their divine missions in the world is to convince all the other black people in America that they also are not of African descent, African lineage, and African ties. And there are subgroups from that, Nation of Gods and Earths, and you will find that these black people say that we are Asiatic black men. We are Asiatic, not African, but Asiatic or Islamic. And I'm telling you, Islamic black people, Asiatic black people, Moorish national black people, sovereign, these are black people attempting to escape and dispel the myth of Africa. It is a maladaptation. If I am from an oppressed group, I will pretend that I am not of that group. Another population of people escaping from Africa or rejecting their lineage are the African descendants of or the American descendants of slaves and foundational black Americans. They acknowledge that we come from Africa, but they also